We're getting Yamai as a party member? Wait, what? You're turning yourself in? What the freak, RGG Studio? Ever since Like a Dragon became a turn-based game, getting new party members has been one of the most exciting parts that I always look forward to. I mean, who can say that they are not entertained when your party members can destroy hooligans with the wackiest move imaginable? So, when Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth came around, I was looking forward to play new characters like Tomizawa, Chitose, and Songhee. But I never knew that Yamai would be that one character that made me wish for a sequel already, where we could play as this cold, love-stricken crime boss. And surely enough, with how the story went in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, it is a big possibility that Yamai will be the next playable party member. But first, let me ask you, are you tired of limited gaming options on your current setup? You want to play these awesome games, but your current PC is so slow, it's still buffering last year's New Year's countdown. Well, that won't be a problem anymore. Introducing Boosteroid, a cloud gaming platform. With Boosteroid, you can launch any free-to-play games hassle-free. But wait, what about those paid games? Well, no worries. Simply ensure you have a licensed copy from an official digital distributor like Steam, Epic, or Origin. But remember, your experience with Boosteroid, just like any cloud gaming service, depends on your connection and device. So make sure to check your compatibility using Boosteroid's speed test before subscribing. So what are you waiting for? Join the Boosteroid community today. Click the link down in the description, and your outdated computer will no longer be a problem.
さあ始めるか
So, why does Yamai need to be the next playable character? Well, just look at him. He is the coolest character in the entire story of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. First off, look at the drip that this man has. But it's quite unfortunate that he's wearing that in the middle of a tropical island. But there's an actual science and logic as to why Yamai drips himself up with a double-breasted suit, a turtleneck sweater, and to top it off, he drapes a trench coat over his shoulder. As Yamai has put it, he often feels cold shivers, despite living in a place where people would wear slippers and the most ridiculous vacation tees. So does this mean that Yamai has some kind of physical illness? Well, no. In fact, his cold shivers are most likely caused by his traumatic experience. Back in 1993, Yamai was a member of the Tabata family, where he fell madly in love with his patriarch's wife, Yui Tabata. This love drove Yamai to do everything for Yui, and one day, Yui convinced him to kill her husband, and promised Yamai that she will keep him safe from the rest of the Tabata family. On that day, the love-stricken Yamai committed patricide. But then Yui tore her own clothes and accused Yamai of taking advantage of her and murdering Shuji Tabata. Yamai then fled from the scene but went to see Yui again, believing that there must be a reason as to why she acted that way. Unfortunately for Yamai, he saw Yui happily dating the captain of his former family. This betrayal that was rooted from his own treacherous desire caused Yamai to run away from Japan and start his own syndicate in Hawaii. 30 years have passed, but Yamai still feels the cold betrayal from the woman that he loved. It is the mental trauma that spawned the shivers that he can never get rid of. And now, it absolutely makes sense as to why Yamai chose a tropical island as his base of operation, since he thought that warm weather could fix his cold heart. Yamai is one of the most interesting characters in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth because of how every little bit of his personality, past, and even his appearance is woven to tell a convincing story. Now, Patricide has been used a lot in the Yakuza series, so it might come off as a bargain sale. With characters like Kiryu taking the blame for it, Arakawa did it for revenge, and Yamai got fooled into doing it. Despite that, all three of them are entirely unique even when they committed the same crime. And this parallel is what made Yamai an even better written character. When it comes to Arakawa and Yamai, both of them betrayed their family because of love. But the space that sets them apart is that Yamai ran away while Arakawa fought back to protect Akane. Yamai also aspires to follow on Kiryu's determination. When Yamai found out that the Dragon of Dojima lives, a light sparked in his eyes, and I really thought he had a score to settle with Kiryu, but it was actually admiration. Yamai needed to see and experience what the legend of Kiryu is, and find out for himself why the Dragon of Dojima, despite its power, surrendered everything. Yamai understood what Kiryu's principles are and followed suit, which led to him surrendering and atoned for his crime of patricide. This path led to his reunion with Yui, who is now bedridden and suffering from Alzheimer's. Finally, Yamai was able to let go of the pain he has been shouldering for 3 decades, leaving his cool coat to embrace Yui's dying body. Out of all the new characters, Yamai has the most compelling story, and throughout Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I kept on waiting to have him as a party member, but of course that never happened. Why did RGG Studio create such a riveting character but then didn't even bother at turning him into a party member? Well, that's because he will be the next playable character when Like a Dragon 9 comes out. His entire story arc points that out. Yamai was an antagonist throughout the early chapters, similar to other party members like Jungi and Zhao, and even Songhee is now a playable character. Moreover, all of them are notorious people who command various underworld organizations. This theme fits Yamai to a T, and making him a party member makes absolute sense. Yamai also wields a crowbar as his main weapon, which is a staple for party members such as Nanba's umbrella, Seiko's handbag, and Adachi's hot sausage. Yamai even has a tag team attack with Ichiban, a mechanic that only unlocks after bonding with the party mates, and it looks awesome. Additionally, Yamai has a line where he tells Ichiban that he hopes that one day they'll fight side by side, as he was also inspired by Ichiban's tenacity and the will to do the right thing, which is another ongoing theme that turned a lot of Ichiban's former enemies into now his best buddies. Now, all of these are well and good, but there's just one big problem. Yamai right now is in jail. So how can he return if he's behind bars? Well, that's not even a problem. Joe Sawashiro came back after spending jail time for 3 years and was an important character for the story. Heck, we even have Saejima who has been jailed 2 times and escaped twice. He made jail his vacation house. It's not an issue for Like a Dragon characters to spend time in jail. You might as well call it a lose-a-turn mechanic similar to Monopoly. Yamai is too much of a well-written character just for RGG Studio to let him rot behind bars. Yamai is clearly set up to be the next playable character in Like a Dragon, and I am excited to have him as Ichiban's party member. But how about you guys? Do you think Yamai will be a playable character? Leave your thoughts down in the comments section. Also, what did you think of the ending? Personally, I liked the ending, but I saw a lot of people having second thoughts about it. Well, here's why Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth ended that way. Check this video out. This is Math, and stay awesome, my dudes.